Before we get in to the things that I hauled in this video, let me just preface by saying May was going so well until it wasn't going well at all anymore. And by that, I mean I just hadn't purchased anything the majority of May, and then we reached the last like week and a half of May, and I ended up with quite a few products to share with you guys today in my May beauty haul. So if you're interested in the products that I picked up throughout the month of May, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project planning content, which is kind of like counterintuitive to this haul, or if you like hauls, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. I thought about putting earrings on to like make my look a little bit more completed, because my hair is definitely not, we're not feeling the hair today. But as soon as my daughter wakes up, we're likely just going straight down to the pool. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth the effort. Okay, you guys. So I don't necessarily know what all this means for my makeup rehab series. You'll have to stay tuned for that. And if you're following, you know I had a rule of only one Ulta purchase and one Sephora purchase per month. Last makeup rehab update, I was thinking maybe I wouldn't purchase anything throughout the month of May. May is my birthday month, and my birthday falls on May 9th. I had made it through the bulk of May without purchasing anything, and then an order that I made in April arrived on my doorstep, which was a Glamlite order for the ScoobyDoo collection. And I like had a moment of panic, and I was like, oh no, I did end up purchasing something in May, so May can't be my no buy month. It's gonna have to be June. And so then I made a bunch of purchases, but then I realized my Glamlite order was actually made in April. It just took forever to get to me. That is all beside the point. I'm actually super excited about the things that I picked up. I have mostly makeup to share with you, but a couple of beauty products here and there. I also have purchased so many fragrances lately, and I'm planning to do a separate fragrance haul because I have so much fragrance to share. And before you guys go having a panic attack about my wallet, yes, I spent a decent amount of money this past month, but I have been saving my Ulta points up like a fiend, and I had $375 worth of Ulta points saved up, and then they had the 15% off makeup. So I think I ended up paying for, we'll save Ulta for the end, but I think I ended up paying like $34 for all of the products that I got from Ulta. So don't worry too much about my wallet, even though I hear it like literally screaming at me over there. All right, you guys, I'm gonna start with the non-Sephora, non-Ulta purchases, so we can start with the one that I kind of already teased. And I was so excited when I saw that Glamlite was doing a round 2 with ScoobyDoo. ScoobyDoo is so nostalgic for me. I believe I've mentioned this on my channel before, but me and my sister were literally obsessed with the ScoobyDoo, like the first like real person ScoobyDoo movie. I also loved the cartoon, but we would take a road trip every single spring break from Minnesota down to Jekyll Island, Georgia. We would drive, and we had ScoobyDoo on VHS, and we had like a VHS TV in our van. And my sister and I would literally watch that over and over and over and over again, to the point where my mom was like, ladies, the VHS is gonna break if we keep rewinding it this many times. So ScoobyDoo is so nostalgic for me. So the thing that I was most excited about was actually the blush duo, which, can I just say, the packaging on this, literally, they freaking killed it. Look at this. Like, I'm obsessed with the packaging, but this is the blush duo, and I mean, vibrant blushes are all the rage right now. But not only do we have a hot pink blush, we have this like, this is like my color this year. Like, I am obsessed with anything that's like this like orangey corally hibiscus, like just bright juicy shade. So when I saw the blush duo, I was like, I absolutely have to have it. So I did pick this up. I have not yet tested this on my cheeks. I need to do another trying new makeup. I know you guys said you want to see more like get ready with me's, so I will do a trying new makeup with some of the products that I'm hauling for you guys today. I shouldn't have purchased this, but I just couldn't not. And again, I'm not gonna go too in detail about how things are affecting my makeup rehab. You'll have to tune in for that. I haven't even sat down to like put together where we're at and how badly I've broken my rules, but it's pretty bad, like when we get to the foundation section specifically. But I almost picked up both lip duos, but I held back there. Okay, so we're gonna take that as a win. But I picked up the Daphne Duo, I think mostly because it was this really beautiful kind of like nude pink lipstick, which I thought would be, ooh, that's more pinky than I actually thought it was gonna be. There it is swatched right there. I definitely typically prefer more of like a brownie pink, but we'll see how that looks on the lips. Again, the packaging is super cute. Who is my favorite Scooby-Doo character? Do you guys have a favorite Scooby character? You'll have to list it down below. I'm like, mine might be Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. Like back in the day it was probably Daphne, but like I have an appreciation for Velma now and Fred. Like, let me know your favorite Scooby-Doo character if you are a Scooby-Doo lover. And then we have this lipstick, which I think is like a really, really shimmery, yeah, really glittery lip gloss. I don't know why I said lipstick. There it is right there. Look, that looks so wet, glossy, and juicy. Ooh, I cannot wait to put this on my lips. This kind of looks, it's like giving me the vibes of the lipstick that Charlotte Tilbury, not lipstick, the lip gloss Charlotte Tilbury just came out with in her summer collection, which I had my eyes on. So maybe I'll have to use this to stop me from buying something from Charlotte Tilbury I definitely don't need. And then I figured, you know, I'm, you know, already placing an order for the Scooby, in the Scooby collection. Like I can't not get the palette. And again, so happy that I did, because you truly cannot beat this packaging. This is what the palette looks like. Not necessarily like my everyday vibe, my everyday color story, but I love the Glamlite formula. They have incredible shimmer and foiled shades, and I'm super excited to play around with this. I was very excited to open this and see this bright orange shade, because again, I've just been into a really bright orange these days. Last year I was all about yellow on my inner corner, and I have done some yellow on the inner corner this year, but now I'm like, maybe I should transition over to like this bright clementine orange on the inner corner this year. We're gonna play around with that. I also think this palette is gonna be a really nice palette to have in the fall. Like this the upper two rows are giving me really grungy fall vibes, and I am super excited about this. I'm also very excited about this like cobalt blue shade. I've been really into a cobalt blue as well. So I picked up 3 products from the Scooby line. Would love to know if you guys picked anything up. I really wanted to get the makeup bag, the Mystery Machine makeup bag, but I was like, girlfriend, you do not need another makeup bag. So I did hold back and I did not get the makeup bag, but I kind of regret that. And then the only other purchase I made that wasn't from Sephora or Ulta is I made placed my first order with Moira Cosmetics, and I just purchased a palette. So I purchased the Fun is in the Air Moira Land series palette, and with the packaging again, they killed it. This packaging came with, so it's like a carnival themed, and there were like tickets inside, like tickets like you would use to like go on a ride. I thought that was so cute. Again, not my everyday color story, but I have just been so into color lately. Not even necessarily like colorful eyeshadow, but just color has been just making my heart happy and my soul feel full. So I really wanted to pick this up. I was super excited about this lime neon, not lime, very vibrant neon yellow. And then also we've got the very vibrant bright neon orange. So I'm super excited to play around with this as well. I've only swatched this. I have not yet played with this on the eyes either. I have not tried anything from Moira, so I am super excited to have placed my first purchase with them. You guys, then we can move on to, we'll start with Sephora, because that's a little bit, there's a few less products from Sephora. So as always happens, everybody's doing their Sephora VIB hauls and their review follow-up hauls, and inevitably I fall in love or think I need more products in my collection. I also think Julia Adams, I watched a recent top 3 in every category by her, and there were a couple of iconic London products that were on my mind because of that video. So So that is where many of these purchases stemmed from. I will start with the one non-makeup purchase. It is from Tatcha. It's the Forest Awakening Body Milk. Lauren May Beauty's fragrance channel. I tell you, I have been binging every single video, and she had a video about like spa-like scents, and inevitably I was super intrigued because I love me a spa-like scent. I just feel like I had to have this Tatcha body milk. This is really thin in texture. I actually really like this, especially for something like in the morning if I am not wanting something that's like gonna be really thick on the skin. Like sometimes, you know, when you put lotion on your legs and then you're trying to pull your jeans on for the day, and it's like, I don't know if these are gonna go on today. This is really nice and thin, but also still feels really hydrating. It does have a really beautiful spa-like scent, and I'm really happy with that purchase. The two iconic London products that I purchased. So I purchased the Underglow Blurring Primer. I did say I was on a primer no buy, so for the rest of the year, so whoopsies. After this. And then I did purchase a tinted moisturizer. It's the iconic Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. I don't know. Julia Adams was talking about both of these products in her top 3 in every category. She does an incredible job at describing products, and I just felt like these would work really well for me. Love me a good skin tint in the summertime. And the one thing I will say too is, as I'm growing older, I have found, especially within the last like 6 months, I do feel like my skin is just not the same as it used to be. I'm not loving the way makeup lays on my skin as much as I used to. Favorite products from the past are no longer favorite products. So I feel like you'll see I have quite a few foundations that I'm hauling, and even though I know I have rules about foundation, I just have not been loving a lot of the foundations in my collection. I also love to test new foundations. So that's just like where some of these purchases are stemming from, like just throwing it out there, just making excuses for myself. I definitely didn't need this, especially considering I have roasted this product in the past. Now, granted, I purchased a different shade, but this is the Say Glowy Super Gel. So I purchased mine in the shade Sun Glow, which looks quite dark, as you can tell, and I actually think a lot of people consider this a primer as well, but that's not necessarily how I wanted to use this product, so I don't feel like I'm gonna count this as a primer, as like I purchased another primer, although where will I count this in my makeup inventory? So I purchased this because I thought this might be kind of similar to like the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Drops. And you guys, in the summer when I'm self-tanned and I am like running out the door and don't want to do a lot of makeup, I like to have something that's bronzy for the face to make it match my body and just kind of like even out my skin tone. I definitely didn't need to do 2 pumps. That's a lot. This is what this looks like. I believe I've used this once on my face and I actually did really enjoy it. It is just really warm and bronzy, and it just kind of like adds a glow to the skin. Isn't gonna take away any sort of like, if you have like active breakouts, like you're still gonna see that, but it just kind of smooths the skin out and evens your skin tone out and complexion a little bit. And so that's kind of how I wanted to use this product. Now granted, I also did just purchase a Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Drops in the last couple of months, but I just wanted to try a new product. So that ended up in my cart. And then the final 2 products that I purchased from Sephora, I purchased because Samantha March has a new favorite powder, and I had to try it for myself. So this is the Lawless Perfecting Powder in the shade Light. I have not yet tried this yet, but if you guys know, you know, Samantha has been such a huge fan of the Dior Powder No Powder. So when she says that there's a powder that's like competing kind of with that powder, like, you know it's serious. So I had to try. I also just like Lawless. I feel like Lawless is a brand that I'm very interested in a lot of their releases. Not that I buy everything from them, and not even that I like every product that I've tried from Lawless, but they're just a brand that always has me very interested. So I picked up the powder, and then Lawless came out with a summer collection, the Watermelon collection. I did talk myself out of the blush. It was in cart. It was in cart, and I talked myself out of it, but I couldn't talk myself out of a new shade in the Lawless Forget the Filler. I mean, come on, like I obviously needed this. This is in the shade Juicy Watermelon, and you guys know my love affair with the Lawless Forget the Filler formula, so I had to get it. I've used this a couple of times. I already know I love the formula. It is a little bit more sheer. I'll put it on over what I have on right now. It's a little bit more sheer than I guess I expected, although I feel like that is typically the case with the Lawless Forget the Fillers. Like in the tube, it looks like it's gonna be this bright pink. On the lips, it's just not that at all. Will I still continue to buy Lawless Forget the Fillers in new shades? 100%, but just wanted to throw that out there. If you thought it was gonna be this vibrant hot pink, it's really not. You may or may not have thought like that was a lot, but now we get into Ulta. I'm like embarrassed. We're entering a very judgment-free zone right now. Okay, very judgment-free. Okay, so I feel better. Let me start with the one non-makeup product from from Ulta. It's from Good Molecules. It's the B5 Hydrating Body Serum. As I mentioned, I like really try and strategize my Ulta points. And there was a day they had an offer going on that if you spent, I think it was like $18, maybe $15 or more on Good Molecules, I think you got like 100 bonus points. I keep my eye on how to get bonus points at Ulta, let me tell you. So I decided to pick this up. I think I've mentioned on my channel, I have this like, maybe you can see right here, this weird arm itchy rash sort of situation. So I've been trying to be better about drinking more water, which I haven't been great about, but trying, and just hydrating my skin, keeping lotion on it. I do have chronically dry skin, and I don't like, you know, I really should just go to the dermatologist and figure out what's going on, but I'm literally terrified of medical facilities of any kind. So I decided to pick this up because there was that Good Molecules deal. There wasn't a lot of like actual Good Molecules products I was interested in. I have quite a few, but when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I feel like this could be a nice product. It is a hydrating body serum to replenish, moisturize, and leave your skin feeling smooth. This is another really thin texture. It feels almost like serum-like or milky on the skin, and I really enjoy this as well. I've been a huge fan. I think it's $18 and you get 6.7 fluid ounces. I will continue to repurchase this, especially like this is definitely more of a luxury. Like I don't need to use this every day, but I don't feel as guilty about using this every single day. And I do feel like this does make a really big difference in just my skin feeling like softer, smoother, and just a little bit more hydrated. So big fan of that so far. Okay, I'm gonna share the one eyeshadow palette next. I did finally pick up the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I have gone back and forth on this palette for basically since it launched, and I've convinced myself I don't need it, but really I have a cooler skin tone. I have a cool complexion when I'm not self-tan, so cool toned eyeshadows actually just look better on my skin, I find, and I just felt like I would get a lot of use out of this. I'm currently working on my ABH Sultry palette as my Pan That palette, but that will be gone at the end of the year regardless of where we're at. So I'm like, I just need a solid, good quality, cool tone palette, like go-to in my collection for when Sultry is gone. My Huda Smoky Obsessions palette is just getting so old. There's many broken shades in it, and I think I'll actually end up decluttering that. So I was like, I feel like this can be my replacement for Huda Smoky. So I need to declutter that during my palette declutter, but I did finally pick up the Glam palette. Spoiler, I did pick up the Yucca palette. I was hoping it would be here by today so that I could include it in this video. And I was also hoping, I picked up the 2 new Odin's Eye palettes, which I'm so excited about. And I thought those would be to me by now as well, but they are not. So spoiling those 3 palettes for you, but I purchased all those as well. Okay, I don't even know. Oh, I forgot to mention this during my Sephora haul. It's a non-makeup product, but I picked up a little mini of the Youth to the People Superberry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. I've been trying to get into a more consistent skincare routine, talking about like aging skin, drier skin, and I remember really liking this, but I wanted to get the mini in case, you know, my skin doesn't like it anymore. Been trying to like research dry skin skincare routines while also just getting my way through some of the backstock, but it's been a while since I've like really made a lot of skincare purchases, so just dabbling a little bit here and there. Okay, should we just get the most embarrassing products out of the way? And the most embarrassing being that I said I wasn't going to purchase, well, I said I was on a 2 out 1 in foundation situation, and plus we had the Iconic London one. Okay, let me explain. I had the Ulta coupon, the 15% off makeup, plus I had all of my points. And I have just not loved a lot of foundations on my skin lately, so I knew my tried and true go-to was the Dior Forever. I did repurchase. I actually got the Dior Forever Skin Glow. I know they have reformulated, so I'm hoping I like the reformulation, but I've gone through at least one Dior Forever Skin Glow and at least 2 of the Dior Forevers. So I know I just enjoy Dior foundations in general, so I picked that up just knowing that that could be something that I lean on and rely on for a foundation that I know I like. Again, hopefully I like that reformulated. And then I feel like I've heard so many good things about the Lancome Teint Idole, the original, but also the Glow version. I am not a matte loving gal. I don't love a matte skin, so I wanted to get the Glow. I don't know that I've ever tried a Lancome foundation, or I haven't tried a lot from Lancome. I know back in the day, my sister and I would always have the like Lancome juicy like tubes, but aside from that, I haven't tried a lot from Lancome, so I was like, I'm gonna give this a go. I feel like a lot of people say Lancome is a great brand for more mature skin, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna give this a go, see how it goes. We'll see. You guys will have to let me know what are some of your favorite foundations for... I don't have like super mature skin. I just am not loving my skin lately, and like very dry skin. Let me know some of your current favorite foundations. And then you guys know, I've like have a love affair with Nars right now. And even though I haven't loved every Nars product I've tried, I just feel like I want to try them all. I've heard like this is like such a staple classic Nars product. It's the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, and I wanted to try a tinted moisturizer or get another tinted moisturizer for the summertime. Now I will say, I don't know why, but I purchased mine in such a light shade. I purchased it in light 0. I don't know what I was thinking. So I will likely end up having to, for sure, end up having to mix this with like the, potentially like this Say product. So hopefully they mix well together, but I also picked that up. Okay, speaking of like liking the way that my skin looks or not liking the way that my skin looks, I had this little like sample size of the Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder, which I finally started to try, and I loved the way that my skin looked with this powder. I paired it a lot with my Kosas Revealer, this foundation, and I felt like my skin still had a glow even though I was putting this Bare Minerals powder over it. So I wanted to purchase the Bare Minerals powder in a full size, and I did go ahead and do that. I got mine in the shade Fair 15 Neutral, and I just feel like this is like a solid powder. Did I need this? Probably not, but I really, really have been liking the way that my skin looks when I have that trial sample size. So I was like, I know I will use this. So now I'm thinking through all the other powders in my collection that I'm trying to get through, although I do think I will have at least 2 powder empties this year. So it's gonna be okay. 3, maybe 3, because we're gonna get into another powder situation. I hadn't purchased from Hourglass in years, and I purchased a blush this year, and I have been using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder so much lately that I just felt like I had to have this. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. It has Dim Light, Incandescent Light, and Radiant Light. Hopefully I get use out of this, because I've mentioned many times the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder is something that I run really hot and cold with. I'm either using it all the time or neglecting it all the time. I also told myself I wanted to finish the full-size powder I had in my collection before I purchased this, but I couldn't turn down using my points and having that coupon. So I ended up purchasing this. I've seen so many people pan full Hourglass palettes before, so I'm hoping I get a lot of use out of this, and this isn't a regret of a purchase, but I did end up picking that up. This is kind of random, but from Euphoria, this is the Skin Moisturizing Setting Spray. I am getting low on setting sprays, so I just wanted another setting spray that was like glowier, and not that this is a glowy setting spray, but well, I think it's to be honest, I think it was the color of the packaging that really kind of sold me on this. I've never heard of this brand before. I want to say I found it on like the new makeup page, and I was just like, we're gonna give it a try. So alas, I purchased it. I have a couple of Fenty products. A while ago, I heard Kelly Gooch talking about the Fenty Fineliner in the shade Big Truffle in Big Truffle, which is a brown shade. And I have been trying to do wings more frequently just because I like the way that it lifts my eyes. Another thing, aging, downturned, saggy eyes. So I decided to pick this up. I have only used this one time, but I do really enjoy it. And I think I'll really enjoy this summer if I just do like a bronzer in the crease of my eyes and then use this as a winged liner just to give like a softer wing effect. So I did pick that up. Definitely didn't need this, but couldn't turn it down. I picked up another shade in the Fenty Beauty Poutsicle line. This is in the shade Zesty Bestie. As I was saying, I've been really into an orange. So I felt like I had to have an orange lip stain. There it is, swatched right there. I have reached for this a couple of times, and I will say I feel like on the lips, it looks a little bit more red than it does this like true orange. It kind of reminds me a lot of the other shade I already have, which I'm forgetting. It's Spicy? Is that it? It's like the very red shade. Like, did I really need both? Probably not, but I've also been trying to wear a bright pop of color on the lips more, so I'm not like mad at myself, but I'm like, probably didn't need that. Another lip product I probably didn't need. Another Nars product. I feel like I've had my eye on the this Nars Balm collection for quite some time. There's a few different lines, and I've used Nars Lip Balm in the past, one balm, and it wasn't like the best. I do really like the Nars Lip Oil, but the balm I wasn't super impressed with. But I also feel like I've heard Jamie Page rave about these, as well as Julie Adams. Maybe not recently, like this could have been years ago even, but I was like, I have a coupon and it feels like free money I'm spending because I had all these points to use. And I felt like I needed my perfect like bronze girl summer nude lip. Like I'm thinking like Jamie Genevieve nude lip. She always has like the most beautiful nude lips. So I decided to pick up the shade Breathless. And there it is, swatched right there. I have worn this on the lips twice already. I will say it is a little bit more warm toned than I had envisioned for my bronze girl summer nude lip, but it is still really beautiful. And I feel like I could pair this with lip liners to give me like a very 90s-esque sort of look too. I'll have to play around with that. But this is much more comfortable than I remember my previous Nars lip balm being on my lips. So this is hella expensive. Like this is ridiculously priced, but so far I'm happy with that purchase. And then I have 3 products left. So I think I mentioned Cobalt Blue at some point in this video. I have had my eye on this NYX Cobalt Blue Epic Wear liner for so long, and I have it in my mind that I want to do a Cobalt winged liner. I'll probably end up doing it once in my lifetime and the rest of this product will dry up, but hopefully not, hopefully not. I don't know why I finally decided to purchase this. I want to say Kelly Gooch was doing favorite products from the Creators and Friends trip, and she was talking, she used a different shade, but she was talking about this formula, and I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to just like toss that in the cart for good. So alas, I did. And then 2 last products left I have from Kat Von D. I had put this in my Ulta cart / loves list when, was Lauren May Beauty talking about this in her Sephora VIB recommendations, or was it like a random video? I don't know. I had been binge watching Lauren May Beauty videos, but this is the KVD Dazzle Stick, which I definitely didn't need this product because it's not a product I reach for. This is not the type of product I reach for that frequently, but I picked up the shade All Surge. Look how beautiful that looks. It is just a cream shadow stick, and I just think it's a really beautiful kind of rose gold champagne sort of shade. It looks so pretty, and I just had to have it. I have not yet tried this on the eyes. I swatched it a couple of times, and I really just need to because, oh my goodness, there's like almost like a blue sparkle running through. It looks so pretty. So very excited about that. And then the last product that I picked up, this is also something I had sitting in my cart just waiting to purchase since I think Kyla Fish was talking about this, again kind of like around Sephora VIB time. It is from Laura Mercier. It's one of her blush color infusions, and it's in the shade Fresco, which is this kind of like glowy nude blush, which I love me a nude blush, like literally love me a nude blush. and a glowy blush. So there it is swatched right there. It's a very nude, very neutral yet glowy blush. I haven't yet used this on my cheeks, but now I'm like so excited too. That looks so pretty. So pretty. I mentioned this when I talked about my Sephora VIB haul. I had gone quite a bit of time without purchasing many products at all. The first 3 months of the year, I only purchased 5 makeup products. So I was super excited about all my Sephora purchases. I actually feel like I played around with those for quite a while. And now I'm just so excited. Like, I'm truly genuinely so excited about all of the products that I hauled, which feels really good because I feel like in the past when I've just been like purchasing, it's like you purchase new products, you maybe try them a few times, maybe don't even get around to trying them before you're like already purchasing more products. So June, if I follow my rules, June needs to be a no buy month, which gives me perfect opportunity to play around with all of these new products. I'm genuinely so excited about all of them. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below which ones you are most excited to see me try, and those will be the ones that I use during my testing new makeup, because I will film that video in the next like week or so. But that's gonna wrap it up. I am definitely out of breath. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch. Would love to know if you have recently purchased anything or if you are being really good and just not buying anything. Would love to know your thoughts. What are your favorite products that you picked up this year? Just leave me a comment down below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.